Hey guys, good morning. It's Tony. First of all, I'd like to give out to a shout out to my sponsor, myself. Go join the Patreon. I'm gonna link it. Hopefully, if I don't forget, pin it in the comments, put it in the description. But let's talk about the FOMC meeting today with Jerome Powell and what I think can possibly happen. What can be the reaction and what to do either before or after. To be honest, I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen today. If I had to be completely honest, I usually indicate the news based off of my TA. Generally when I have, a bullish week or a bearish week on my technical analysis, that usually tends to match the news. Right now, we are on the edge of having a bullish week on crypto and just kind of in general the overall market, but stocks are still bearish, technically, right? TA wise, stocks are still bearish. Crypto, it's like right on the edge of being bullish. So right now it's kind of neutral as to what the news can be, right? I personally think that I would not be surprised if Jerome Powell's a little bit more hawkish because, the TA for mostly everything is bearish still. And generally my rule is if a week is bearish, then news is probably going to come out bearish. If the week is bullish, the news generally comes out bullish, right? And it's one of those sentiments that I've noticed over a while of trading, right? Specifically though, this tends to be more for individual stocks as opposed to big news like Jerome Powell speaking today. But he has been saying for a while, and they did say late last year that rate hikes are gonna happen this year. It's just how many of them are they gonna be? How fast are we gonna get them? And how high are they gonna go? Right? That's something we still don't know. Right? There's a rough idea of kind of what everybody expects. I personally think the first rate hike is going to happen somewhere late Q1, early Q2. And I think that's like kind of like the general consensus around here that it's going to happen sometime around March, right? But if he says something like, if he comes out today, so you know what, we were thinking about when the rate hike was going to be, we're probably going to push it towards like summer or something, right? If that happens, I think we rally, right? I think we rally until maybe like March, April, and then we start another sell-off early in response to the rate hike, right? But if he comes in today and he's like, "Oh, hey, we think everything's doing extremely well, and we're gonna increase, we're gonna do the rate hike today," the market's gonna tank. I guarantee you, there's something it's gonna be really, really, really bad for the market, right? And right now you're having a relief rally on Bitcoin, on all of the other stocks, on everything. The Nasdaq, not really. The Nasdaq is trading sideways. Bitcoin is up a little bit. The SPY is still under 430, I think, or around that range. Everything is still down, right? You had a small relief rally, but everything is still down, and everything rallied in anticipation of today being somewhat of a good news, or if it's bad news, making a little bit money on the way up and then dumping all the way down again, right? So, the only real recommendation that I have, or the only real thing that I'm waiting for, is I'm probably looking at either shorting the Nasdaq or the Nas 100 on Forex, either up or down, right? I'm not really sure where the market's going right now. I think right now the best strategy right now would be straddles, or I think they're called strangles. It's when you buy a call and you buy a put, and you're basically betting that price is not going to stay where it's at. It's going to go either way, really fast or really hard, and I think that's what's going to happen. So if you're doing options, I think like a straddle or strangle is probably the way to go. But I think you buy a put and you buy a put, buy a call of the same strike. That's probably a really good strategy right now. I'm gonna be doing the same exact thing on Forex. I'm going to be shorting the market, or the Nas 100, or logging it depending on what Jerome Powell says. I'm not going to do it before. I'm going to do it right after he speaks, because then I would get a really good reaction of what the market is actually going to do. Right? I want to see what big money wants to place their targets on. So if we start seeing, there's a range right now in the Nas 100, right, in the Nasdaq. So if it breaks a certain range, I'm taking that short, or I'm taking that long, and I'm just holding it, right. So it's a big day. I really doubt that anybody knows what's going to happen apart from Jerome Powell, but I think it's better right now to have a reaction after he speaks instead of trying to predict what he's going to talk about, right? But it's a big day. I personally think he's going to be a little bit more hawkish just because the overall TA says that it is. But we'll see. I hope I'm wrong, very very wrong. I hope that what he says is very surprising to everybody, and I hope what he says, makes the market go along again, which would be fantastic. So I'll see you guys later. I think he speaks today. I don't know what time he speaks today. I'll probably make a video afterward, kind of going over like a quick overview of what he said. But we'll see what happens, man. Today's a very big day. Bye bye.